Hello everybody, how you doing? I thought I'd come and do a little bit of a live about virtual video sessions. So, how are you doing? How has Monday been? Good start to the week? It's been a busy day today because I've been busy with helping people with their video content, which has been really great. I've been editing, I've been doing some planning sessions, but yeah, just wanted to sort of check in and share the news about these virtual video sessions. I've been banging on about them for a bit. Hello, Liz. How you doing? Oh, there we go, Liz Allen. I've been banging on about these for the last about the last month, really. Hello, whoever this is. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I am. It's been a lovely day actually. I've had lots of people getting in touch with messages to say they enjoyed the podcast. I was very fortunate to do a recording for, I think it was on Thursday morning. So Danny Wallace and I took over Lisa's podcast, which was very exciting. Lisa's podcast is a pretty high-powered affair, really, which is great. So, hello, Andy. Hello, Marisha. So, yeah, Lisa very kindly basically invited me to come and talk about my journey, my experience of I guess of working with her. But it was more than that. It was quite a wide-ranging conversation, and it was really interesting because it was between myself and Danny Wallace. If you know Danny Wallace, then you'll know what a wonderful kind of human being she is. But also it's interesting because our paths crossed about 3 and a bit years ago, and I sort of ended up in Lisa's world as a result of Danny and sort of being friends with her, and it was great. We haven't seen each other in person for about 2 years now because of you know what, but it's always lovely to catch up with her and chat and kind of celebrate the successes and talk about the realities and the sort of practicalities of running a business online, because there's a lot of similarities in what we do in many ways. We're all about being heard and being seen. Danny does these amazing live events too, and I'm sort of starting to kind of bring live events back into what I do. I used to do them way more than I've done for the last couple of years, but in a very different way. But I'm sort of now starting down that path, kind of getting the planning stages ready to start doing that again. But it was just great to sit down and chat with somebody I have a huge amount of respect and friendship for and a lot of time for. So yeah, Danny is probably kind of listening. Hello, Alex, how you doing? Very nice to see you here. Yeah, we sat and we chatted and we talked about all sorts of things, businessy and our journey, and I've had lots of lovely messages. So thank you to everybody who's kind of come into sort of my little corner of the internet as a result of the podcast. When you're doing these things, you think, oh my god, is this going to be useful to anybody? It was just a couple of people talking about their experiences, but from the messages I've had today, I think yes, I think people have found it useful, because I don't think there's been anything straightforward or easy about my sort of journey. And there's still plenty about it which is oh, hello Victoria, hello. I haven't seen your voice message. Oh, I think I've missed a voice message from you. So sorry. I will have a listen. Yeah, it was good that it was kind of useful to sort of do these things and realise that actually it's, the sort of experience of going through this fairly extreme growth period from kind of it's only been 2 years, Victoria, that is 100% not true. You are unmissable, except I'm afraid I did. So, unfortunately, so if you message me a couple of days ago, it's been a bit of a funny few days because my mum had a fall, and is kind of currently in hospital. So I've been sort of I was up there on Wednesday. I was filming on Friday up in Stoke-on-Trent with Abby for Abigail Horn at the book launch of her grandma's her nan's biography, and Abby had thrown this wonderful party, and so I was there with with Amanda Hutchinson, who I wasn't expecting to see there, and was able to kind of we had a good chat and we got some lovely footage, and then I sort of got back home and got back to the farm where I was staying over the night, and sort of opened the door. I just heard this kind of wailing from upstairs, and my dad was kind of helping my mum. But yeah, it's been a bit grim. So yeah, I will be sort of dashing about the place a little bit. But yeah, no, it's a break, but it's not very nice. Not a nice thing to do. 20 hours waiting for the ambulance, which was insane. Yeah, yeah. Amanda is fantastic, total legend. And I'm going to be filming with Emma Clayton down in London in April, I think. I've got the date in my diary. I don't hold dates in my head. I just see what pops up in the diary. With Emma and Amanda's going to be there. Yeah, it was Liz. It was absolutely crazy. 20 hours with my poor mum being in absolute agony, and the morphine didn't come a moment to, it's like needed it. It was pretty grim. Thank you, Jamie. But I think you yourself are a legend in your own time, and I doff my cap to you. Anyway, I'm basically here. It's because I wanted to come on and talk about my virtual video recording sessions. So I've got a couple of these left. So for April. So March sold out like that, and April's almost sold out, which is great. It's been quite a surprise. It's funny. This this is a funny thing because, and there's probably a lesson here. I don't know what it is, but it's probably basically a lesson about actually pulling your finger out and doing something. So I've been doing these virtual video sessions for quite some time in one way or another, but not in any kind of meaningful way. So just something that came out of the sort of the way we were working during the pandemic. I was doing these I was creating content for a global company, and I was filming with all sorts of people in all sorts of different places, and it was all over the world. And I sort of developed kind of systems for virtually directing people to help them set their cameras up right, and then sort of being on hand through Zoom to get the sort of the best possible content, given the fact that we weren't in the same room, and I wasn't using my kit. So I've been doing this. I've been creating this content virtually for people globally, and I had it all there, and I was like, and then I was chatting at home with Una, and she was like, why don't you do this as a package? And so on the way over to LA, by the way, did I mention I've been to LA? It was quite nice. Thank you, Jamie. Can see. Is the audio so crisp? It's because I've got a microphone just up there. Eargasms. There we go. That's the word for the day. Yeah, and so as I was on the as I was on the way over there, I sort of you've seen this. I'm very, very shy and retiring about that kind of thing. I thought, God, you know what? I should just see if anybody wants this. So put it out there. That was that. So there's a couple of these left. They are frankly at the moment cheap for what it is. So you get 8 pieces. So we have first of all we have a planning session. So that's half an hour where we talk over what it is that you need. So that could be just, so for example, this morning we've got somebody who's running into a course, and we want to sort of take people through an understanding process. So if they've never heard of the person before or the course, so the video content we'll create in those 8 pieces will take people on a journey from never having heard of you before all the way through to the point where you'll feel like there's enough knowledge to make a buying decision. So it's all about kind of communicating with kind of honesty and integrity and all those kind of things that we hold so dear as business owners. So for some people, they're not ready, or indeed don't have the time to do full shoot days. And so this kind of thing, where we are creating content this virtual way, is a nice way to sort of get the content you need without having to do it yourself, but also without having to sort of take a whole day out or whatever to create it yourself, to create it with somebody else. So the virtual sessions were designed to be that, but I've wrapped around all the sort of support content around it. So you get access for a couple of months to all of my training in Video Skills Made Easy. So I've got a membership space, and for anybody who comes on and gets involved with the virtual video sessions, you have access to all my training. Now, that is designed to help you understand not just how to prepare for the session better, but also how to get the best out of it afterwards. Because for me, it's not just about the process of creating the content. The content's only as good as the results it delivers. So I want to make sure that the content itself is delivering the goods. Crazy, isn't it? So there's a few of those left. If you fancy it, hop on. The link is in. I think it should be in the kind of, the sort of accompanying post. I think. Just check. I'm sort of waving as though there's some sort of magic text above me. Oh yeah, no, it is. I can see it. It's there. It's right above my head. Click on it. Take a look. Buy it. You won't regret it. Many of you already have. Oh, Chris, that's very kind. What a lovely thing to say. Chris is my neighbour, a few doors down. An incredible legend. Yes, well, thank you so much. That is very, very kind. Yeah. Oh, yes, Victoria, that's an interesting point. So, Melon versus StreamYard. Yeah, I mean, I use both interchangeably, actually. In fact, I'll do my lives tomorrow on Melon. Because StreamYard, I mean, they're broadly identical. They do the same thing. They're just different platforms. So they and StreamYard, Melon have, from what Liz Allen was saying, Melon have now, they've sorted out their API with Facebook. So now you get the names kind of appearing properly. So rather than just saying Facebook user, you can now see people's names. Because this whole thing here is great. This for me is the really great thing about these platforms, is that we can have these two-way conversations, and I can bring up people's comments, and so I can see all your comments down the side there, and it's all the good stuff. It's good. Melon. I like Melon. I mean, like I said, they're sort of. I mean, Melon is an early stage product, whereas StreamYard is a pretty mature product. So as Liz says, it is slightly glitching. They are changing things around, but it is. If you got in on it as a lifetime deal a few weeks ago or a few months ago, you won't be. I think by the time we get to sort of the summer, I imagine that all of those glitches will be ironed out, and it will be completely on a par with StreamYard. So I feel very confident about that purchase. It was fine to start with, and it's just getting better and better and better. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, so I just wanted to come and say hello, but also to say thank you for everyone who listened to the podcast today. Like I say, I've been getting some lovely messages, and Victoria, I will go and listen to your message now. Yeah, if you fancy it, if you want to know anything more about them, just kind of send me a DM or kind of whatever. I don't know. Send me an email or letter of a flare or something. Find a way to communicate with me if you fancy. Yes. Yeah. So. Do you just? It might be worth checking out whether it's still on AppSumo, because if the offers end in 4 days, so deciding to invest is cheaper than StreamYard. Yeah, I don't know if it is still sitting as a lifetime deal on AppSumo. It might be worth just checking that out, because I think it is it's. The great thing about those, you've got 60 days to try it out, and if you don't like it, you can get your money back. So I've been very impressed with it, actually, for what it is, for the stage it's at in its development process. It's great. I mean, it was good straight out of the box, but now it's better. But yeah, I mean, I have to have all of these streaming platforms all the time, because I get asked about them quite a lot by different people. So I need to know what the current sort of offer looks like on every platform. So this Restream, it's really actually just this Restream and Melon that I use, because those are, Melon is sort of the outlier at this stage, because it's mostly Restream and StreamYard, but actually of those two, most people use StreamYard. Yes, I saw. Yeah, I really love the fact. I really love that. It's such an obvious fit with kind of between the two of you, but no, I hope it went well. I mean, so I got back really late on Thursday after, so I picked up a new car, which is very exciting. I've got myself a little hybrid thing, which is quite lovely, which is rather exciting. It's no longer a complete set of bangers that we have at home. So it's good. So on Thursday, because I was picking this car up, I was late for Content to Cocktails, so I thought I wasn't going. I really got back, and I really was not in the mood for doing it. It was. Yeah, Marish, yes, I will be doing. So this is. I'm going to be doing 10 every month. So if you want, you can. I'm quite happy, and a few people have done this. You can get yourself, if you want to get one and postpone it for a couple of months. I'm quite happy to do that, because the price now is cheaper than it will be in a couple of months' time. So, but no, I don't say that as a way to be all like buy it now. I say that as a way just in case you wanted to consider that. I'm never going to sort of use those kind of nasty tactics. Alan Williamson. Hello, Alan. From Twitch. So Alan's from Twitch. I know Alan of old. And it is the daddest of dad cars. It is a Kia. Now, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's called a Kia Niro. Now, I think calling a car after a, mad Roman dictator seems like a marketing fail. As I kept on thinking, is this part of a wider range? Is there like a Hyundai Caligula or a Kia Commodus, other Roman, mad Roman emperors? But I don't know whether it's called Nero or Niro, but either one sounds a bit weird. So anyway, it's a Kia, and it's the most sophisticated piece of car that I've owned. Yeah, Niro, exactly. Is it Niro or Nero? Nero, I don't know. either way, it's kind of, yeah, that's the one. No, I never watched the. I I can well imagine this. I'm now one of those guys, but you know, I do at the moment. It's like doing this. So I'm doing a daily 100-mile round, sort of there and back twice trip for dropping my daughter off at school, and it's quite a lot. And every time I was filling up the car, I was kind of weeping a little bit, and so part of the rationale was for kind of um, part of the rationale was kind of was to at least try and save some money on the ridiculous amount of petrol that I was spending, that I was filling the cars up with on a daily basis. It was bonkers. Hello Sandra, how you doing? Oh well, that'd be amazing. Bush Rogues out. Oof. That all sounds quite exciting. Oh, it's lovely to see you, as always. Lovely to see you here. Yes, I don't think James Bond drives a hybrid, does he? I don't think kind of he's thinking about fuel price. I don't think fuel prices are very high on the Bond agenda, are they? Thank you, Matt. It's lovely to see you here. I've been editing your videos today, which has been nice. The funny thing is, so Matt and I shot quite a lot of stuff in down at the beach in Los Angeles. If I haven't mentioned it, I went to Los Angeles recently and did some filming. So Matt, I was looking at the footage and sort of having very kind of thinking it would be lovely to be back in Los Angeles, wouldn't it? God, I imagine that you two have had kind of I think all of us who are out there were got back and were sort of completely discombobulated by the whole experience. Well, Matt, if you're very, very good, I may well do that. Now that I know what you like, I can do stuff about that. Oh, Angie, that's very kind. Yes, no, Lisa was very Lisa was very, very good and very, very very trusting, I thought, to put Danny and I kind of in the driving seat for the podcast. But no, it was lovely. It was a lovely conversation, and we sort of ranged far and wide, and but mostly it was kind of that sort of pinching yourself thing where you go, I can't believe we've got this place, and yeah. What was your favourite bit, Angie? I'm really interested to know, because Danny and I have talked about all this stuff like so many times, that it can sometimes, you sort of, that every time we talk about the journey to this point, it's been it's difficult to try and sort of overstate how tricky things were sort of 4 years ago. It was I think for both of us, our family and hers, we were sort of in different ways in some pretty grim situations in one way or the other. But thankfully, that's not the case anymore. It's been a powerful journey, and it's sometimes really nice just to spend some time to sit down and reflect and look back and go, you know what? That's been great. I've actually enjoyed the journey. I've enjoyed the journey. Yeah, it has been. I think that's it. It is a tough. I think anybody who promises the earth without letting you know that you're going to have to work for it is is a huckster. And what I love about Lisa is that she she is always completely transparent. She's got the knowledge. As I was saying, she's an instructor. She'll show you how to do this stuff and give you the support. But you still got to do the work. You've got to do the work, and it's really nice. So obviously, Race to Recurring Revenue is happening at the moment, and if you're not in that group, then go and get on it. But seeing kind of all the people who are starting that journey, it fills me with great excitement, because you can see people who are in that position when they're going, I just don't know how this, how things can change, and you can sort of, it's quite nice to be able to go, actually, I know exactly what you're feeling, because I know that feeling of being in that position with work and life, thinking, I'm not sure how things can change, how things can move forward from this point, but they do. 1,700 now, and we're close today, obviously, with the numbers on this live. So that is amazing. I mean, God, Lisa has put a fantastic team together of kind of people to make that happen, and it has been very interesting seeing it from the inside, because it is like a beautiful machine, and it's that thing where you want it to work well, because it's all about it's about service. There's no denying that the sales figures are always going to be really nice, but everybody who gets involved and does the work, even if it's just getting involved with the challenge. I mean, the free challenge is gold, really. I mean, that so much is given in that challenge. It's crazy. But yeah, no, thank you. That's kind of the journey. It's still, yeah. It's funny. I need to stop every now and then and just can look at it and go, we've come a long way. Okay, I'm going to get back to some editing, and I think we're having fajitas tonight, so it's sort of going back. Although I must say, I'm missing the Mexican food in the sort of the food we had out in the States. It was incredible, absolutely delicious. But the food and the weather and the people, just those three things. That's all I miss. But it's so nice to be back home. Look, guys, thank you for being here. If you fancy jumping in on a virtual recording session, they are excellent value for money, and they're just up here. Chop. Yes, indeed. Incoming. I'll get on with it. So, yeah, back to the cutting room. Yes, I do. For me, my overriding food memory was the beef place, which Carol, myself, and Alex went to on the last penultimate night, and that was a beefy extravaganza. I live in a veggie household. I'm not vegetarian, but I'm vegetarian mostly, except when presented with very well cooked beef, because it was really good. It was enough to make a grown chap cry. Really, just startlingly good. Yeah. Anyway, I'll wrap this up. I'm getting beefy flashbacks. So, there we go. I've had it was just so beefy. Let's take a moment just to think about the beefiness of it. It's great. Yeah, so yeah, virtual recording sessions. Got a few of them left for April, but there'll be ones there's going to be ones every month, but I'm because I'm still sort of getting I wanted to get a sort of a show reel together for the first you know what, it's a much underused cut, isn't it? beef skirt. It's one of those things that people think, you know, it's got to cook it slow. You've got to cook it slow, haven't you? But done right, beef skirt is delish. We're getting hugely sidetracked here, as is always the case. Yeah, so virtual video recording sessions. If you want one, check it out up there and hop in on it. Right, that's it. I'm going to get back to my work. This has been very enjoyable. Thank you for being here with me. I will speak to you soon. Victoria, I'm going to go and listen to your message now, and I will reply to you. Yeah, see you later. Bye-bye.